On June 30th, 2026, right before NBA free agency opened, LeBron James called Lakers general manager Rob Pelinka. He told Pelinka he would no longer be playing for the Lakers and thanked him for the support throughout these 8 years. A breakup should be handled with dignity since their bond had run its course. It was better to part ways amicably. Looking back on these 8 years, James brought the Lakers one NBA championship. He earned one Finals Most Valuable Player, 7 All-NBA selections, 8 All-Star selections, and led the league in assists once. Across his Lakers regular season career, he averaged 25.9 points, 6,007 rebounds, and 7.9 assists per game, accumulating 12,402 points, 3,680 rebounds, and 3,808 assists. In the playoffs, he averaged 25.6 points, 7,008 rebounds, and 7.6 assists. Combined, his Lakers record was 319-223. Can these numbers alone sum up his Lakers tenure? To really evaluate it, we need to turn the clock back to the summer of 2018. On July 1, 2018, less than 24 hours after free agency opened, James's agency Clutch Sports posted a brief statement. LeBron James, 4-time Most Valuable Player, 3-time Finals Most Valuable Player, 14-time All-Star, 2-time Olympic gold medalist had agreed to a 4-year, $154 million deal with the Lakers. No TV special, no lengthy speech, just a statement. And the NBA's power map shifted westward. The Lakers' situation at the time wasn't great. Due to Kobe's injuries and retirement, they'd missed the playoffs for 5 straight seasons. Worse, Lakers leadership was mired in internal power struggles. Owner Jeannie Buss had staged a coup in early 2017, firing her own brother Jim Buss and executive Mitch Kupchak. Then built a dysfunctional management structure, appointing Magic Johnson president of basketball operations alongside Pelinka as GM. The two didn't get along. Buss also deeply trusted an unqualified inner circle, like her friend Linda Rambis, meddling in front office decisions. After James joined in 2018, the front office's roster building was a mess. They signed strange fits like Lance Stevenson and isolation scorer Michael Beasley, poor fits for James. The Lakers' existing young core Josh Hart, Kyle Kuzma, Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball were talented but unproven, and not great archetypes for James either. Once 2018-19 began, James was strong 44 against Portland in November, 51 against Miami. But in the Christmas game against Golden State, he strained his groin, missing 17 straight games. Before he went down, the team was 2014, 4th in the West after they went 6-11, sliding to 10th. Health really is the foundation everything else is built on. The Lakers finished that season 37-45, James's first missed playoff since his second season in 2005. The team also posted the league's worst catch-and-shoot efficiency among point guards. After that failure, the front office knew James needed a powerful co-star. They had to land Anthony Davis. In summer 2019, the Lakers traded Ingram, Ball, Hart, plus 3 first-rounders and a swap, landing Davis in a blockbuster deal. The James-Davis duo instantly made the Lakers a top contender, though skeptics still wondered whether they matched the Bucks or Clippers. The lingering question, besides James and Davis, who was the third star? The roster lacked steady shooters and a real 3-and-D core, and playing Twin Tower lineups limited spacing. But as 2019-20 progressed, this Lakers team proved remarkably strong. On defense, Davis could play both the 4 and 5, unlocking every scheme, switching, doubling, dropping, zoning. With frequent Twin Tower lineups, they dominated the interior. James, a supersized point forward, gave the team size across the 1-2-3 spots too. Even on the tail end of his prime, he could guard 1 through 5. Remarkably, this team could defend from the third man in the rotation all the way to the 10th. On offense, despite lacking a third star and shooting depth, James and Davis were 2 elite primary threats, combining size, ball handling, and scoring. Even deep in the playoffs, many teams simply had no answer for either man, and together, their chemistry made the whole greater than the sum of its parts. Their pick-and-roll and rim-attacking threat compressing any defense. The Lakers finished 2019-20 as the West's No. 1 seed, and the playoffs only made them better. In the bubble, first round against Portland, despite predictions of an 8 seed upset, the matchup never favored Portland. Their guards couldn't handle Davis, and Melo alone guarding him forced a twin tower response that killed their spacing. James cruised, posting a 70.8% true shooting percentage while averaging 27.8 points, 10.2 rebounds, and 10.2 assists. Second round against Houston, the Lakers won comfortably by going small ball against small ball, pushing Davis to center still with a massive size edge. Starting Game 2, they trapped Harden at the top while deliberately leaving Westbrook open, shutting down Houston's offense. James led both teams in scoring at 25.8 per game, contributing heavily on the defensive glass too. Beating Houston 4-1, they advanced to face Denver. James and Davis were simply better than Jokic and Murray at the time, and the Lakers' depth and twin tower size overwhelmed Denver Howard, constantly harassing Jokic, even starting by Game 4. James posted a near triple-double average across the series, closing it out in Game 5 with 38 points, 16 rebounds, and 10 assists. In the finals against Miami, the talent gap was clear: James and upgraded Butler, Davis and upgraded Adebayo. Miami's offense leaned on weaker defenders in Herro and Draghi, and James's ability to hunt mismatches became the Lakers' biggest weapon once Miami began doubling Davis. Role players elevated to Caruso. Markieff Morris and James closed the series with a 67.1% true shooting percentage, averaging 29.8 points, 11.8 rebounds, and 8.5 assists, winning his fourth Finals MVP. This was the peak of his Lakers career. After the 2020 championship, Pelinka's front office fell into complacent overconfidence, trying to get younger while staying competitive. They traded Danny Green and a first-rounder for Dennis Schroeder, a poor fit given his limited playmaking and small frame. They also let go of champions Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee for Marc Gasol and Montrezl Harrell, capable regular season players, but poor fits for playoff intensity. They let Rajon Rondo walk for lesser players like Wesley Matthews. The offseason wasn't even the most fatal issue injuries were. The pandemic compressed the 2020-21 offseason to just 72 days, giving the title-winning roster no real recovery time. Davis also neglected his conditioning. Still, early in the season, the Lakers were excellent. James played at a most valuable player level, leading a stunning 21-6 start, averaging 25.8 points, 8.1 rebounds, and 8 assists with a 60.7% true shooting percentage. But on March 21st, 2021, Atlanta's Solomon Hill landed on James's right ankle during a scramble, stripping away the last of his peak form window. James missed 20-plus games. Combined with Davis's earlier injury, the season collapsed. The Lakers dropped to the play-in, barely surviving with a clutch James 3. Then lost a 2-1 lead to reverse sweep out against Phoenix. After that painful exit, in 2021, Pelinka decided the team needed a true point guard, leading to the shocking Westbrook trade. To match his $44 million salary, the Lakers gave up Harrell, Kuzma, and Caldwell Pope, plus a first-rounder, one of the worst trades in franchise history. Salary pressure also forced them to let Caruso walk for the lesser talent Horton Tucker. Caruso later became an elite defender while Horton Tucker faded. Pelinka's third mistake was signing a wave of washed-up veterans Melo, Howard, Rondo, Ariza, DeAndre Jordan, Bazemore, of whom only Melo contributed anything meaningful. The James Davis-Westbrook roster had zero spacing. James and Westbrook simply weren't compatible. And Westbrook's 2021-22 season was disastrous. Inefficient shooting, careless turnovers, barely 50% true shooting despite 18.5 points per game. Losing Danny Green, Caldwell Pope, and Caruso left no perimeter defense, and too many immobile veterans made Frank Vogel's scheme unworkable. Davis got hurt again, James missed 26 games with ankle-knee issues, and Vogel tried 41 different starting lineups trying to find answers. The Lakers finished 33-49, missing the playoffs entirely. 2 consecutive chaotic off-seasons had shut their championship window. That season, James individually was still excellent when healthy, averaging 30.3 points, second in the league with a career-high 62% two-point percentage. After the disastrous 2021-22 season, management tore things down in summer 2022. Since Westbrook's contract was hard to move, they focused on youth and perimeter energy on minimum deals. Their first move was firing Vogel for Darvin Ham. To rebuild defensive identity, they traded for Patrick Beverley, then signed Lonnie Walker, re-signed Schroeder on a minimum, and added Thomas Bryant and Troy Brown Jr. These moves halted the aging trend and improved mobility, with Westbrook moving to the bench and Davis committing to center, but spacing and forward depth remained genuine problems. The 2022-23 season opened 2-10, with James the only bright spot on February 8, 2023. He passed Kareem to become the NBA's all-time scoring leader, though that alone couldn't save the team. Before the February trade deadline, Pelinka pulled off his masterstroke, a three-team trade sending out Westbrook for D'Angelo Russell and Malik Beasley, and Beverley for defensive stopper Jared Vanderbilt, combined with an earlier deal bringing in Rui Hachimura. The Vanderbilt-Davis pairing gave the Lakers the league's best defensive efficiency post-deadline, while Russell and the emerging Austin Reeves added shooting and playmaking. The Lakers finished 7th in the West, beating Memphis in the first round behind Vanderbilt and Davis locking down Morant, and James neutralizing Jaren Jackson Jr. In Game 4, James hit a game-tying shot with 0.8 seconds left in regulation, then sealed overtime with an and-one over Dillon Brooks. They advanced 4-2, then beat Golden State 4-2 as well, with the Davis-Curry chess match deciding the series. Against Denver in the conference finals, the Lakers simply couldn't compete. Ham's Game 1 three-guard experiment got blown out. Davis couldn't handle Jokic alone. And adjustments came too late as Denver solved the Lakers' scheme. Russell struggled at the higher level, and even James, now older, couldn't shoulder the full offensive burden while also protecting the rim behind Davis. In Game 4, James dropped 40 points, 10 rebounds, and 9 assists, still not enough against a peak Jokic, Murray, and Gordon. 2023 marked James's last real push with the Lakers. In summer 2023, Pelinka again struggled. Signing Gabe Vincent was a major misstep, and other additions like Taurean Prince and Jackson Hayes contributed little. The team lost Schroeder and made a bad draft pick in Jalen Hood-Schifino. The 2023-24 season was chaotic. Ham had some tactical wrinkles, but wasn't a system builder. As James aged, he ceded more ball handling to Reeves, playing more off-ball. Ham initially over-relied on multi-guard lineups, then demoted Russell and Reeves to the bench when results soured, while somehow believing weaker players like Prince and Hood-Schifino were better options, leaving the starting lineup with no real switchability. Still, the season had meaning for James. He was relatively healthy, helped win the inaugural NBA Cup, and on March 3, 2024, passed 40,000 career points, completing the unprecedented 40,000, 10,000, 10,000 milestone. The team stumbled into the playoffs but again lost 1-4 to Denver, showing no real progress. Heading into 2024, the Lakers fired Ham for J.J. Redick and drafted James's son Bronny in the second round, but otherwise stood pat all summer, a passive, unambitious approach. The new season saw James's ball handling decline further as Davis became the primary initiator, playing more like Jokic. Redick emphasized universal three-point shooting and switch everything defense, but results didn't follow. Meanwhile, tension between Davis and management grew. Davis publicly demanded a center to free him up, angering ownership, who already doubted his professionalism given his recurring off-season conditioning issues. Then in February 2024, Dallas's Nico Harrison approached Pelinka wanting to trade Luka Dončić straight up for Davis, a stunning, historic blockbuster. Davis's exit meant the James Davis era was over, and the Lakers' future was no longer built around James. James himself was kept completely in the dark throughout. Despite the upheaval, James's form remained excellent in January and February 2025. He shot over 41% from three both months, averaging 26.7 points, 8.5 rebounds, and 8.1 assists with 64% true shooting, earning Western Conference Player of the Month. Once Donnie debuted, James proactively reduced his own role in March and April, dropping to 21.6 points and a 27.6% usage rate to help ease Donnie's integration. The Lakers finished 50-32, third in the West, a stable transition season. In the first round against 6th-seeded Minnesota, thin depth and defensive weaknesses from Donnie and Reeves proved costly, and the Lakers fell 1-4. James still averaged 25.4 points, 9 rebounds, 5,006 assists, 2 steals, and 8 blocks, with 60.1% true shooting, a strong individual showing despite the loss. In summer 2025, management again made minimal moves, anchored around a vague 2027 plan. The new season saw James miss significant early time with sciatica, debuting November 19. Once back, fluctuating results brought heavy criticism of the James-Donnie Reeves fit. Despite the noise, James quietly elevated his form month by month, 16.5 points in November, 21.6 in December, 23.5 in January. By March, once the trio could play together consistently, James sacrificed significant ball handling, becoming essentially the third offensive option, focusing on transition, off-ball movement, and defense. His scoring dropped to 18.5 in March, but his shooting efficiency and defensive impact hit season highs. The team outscored opponents by 7.8 points per 100 possessions with him on the floor. This was both easier and harder than it sounds. Easier because he could still contribute off-ball. Harder because it was his first time ever playing as a clear second or third option. Just as the Lakers built momentum with all three healthy, Donnie and Reeves both got hurt late in the season. Yet nobody expected James at 41 to deliver another legendary single-handed playoff run. In the first round against Houston, almost nobody gave the Lakers a chance. In Game 1's first quarter alone, James dished 8 assists, dismantling Houston's defense with his playmaking. Recognizing this depleted roster needed all its role players activated, he initiated heavily from the post in the second half, showcasing elite low-post skill and passing. As Houston adjusted with Durant's return, James shifted to more direct pick-and-roll attacks, and even Houston's desperate double teams were repeatedly broken down by his passing. In Game 3, James connected with his son Bronny on a father-son assist. Then in the fourth quarter took over as pure scorer as the Lakers fell behind by 6 before stealing the ball and hitting a clutch game-tying 3 with 25.4 seconds left. In overtime, though scoreless, his hustle plays helped secure a miraculous win and a 3-0 series lead. He closed out the series shooting 9 for 15 at 60% efficiency. Advancing to face Oklahoma City, the Lakers were clearly outmatched in raw talent, but James remained a persistent problem throughout, fighting to the final moments of Game 4 before the Lakers fell in the second round. His individual performance throughout was heroic. Once the playoffs ended, everyone assumed management would proactively extend James. Instead, Pelinka's front office gave him the cold shoulder, offering no sincere deal. James and his camp felt disrespected. On June 30th, 2026, right before the trade market opened, James officially parted ways with the Lakers. How should we evaluate these 8 years? Successful, but with genuine regret. Successful because even one championship is difficult no team has repeated since the Warriors' peak, and 8 titles have gone to 8 different teams over 8 years. Successful because James joined already at 33, an extraordinarily difficult age to build a championship around. Successful because he rewrote the Lakers' fortunes, restoring their golden brand identity from total chaos. But there's regret too. By the time he teamed with Davis, James was already fairly old, and the front office's dismantling of the champion roster afterward was genuinely puzzling. Pelinka's mindless moves across multiple offseasons essentially closed this team's championship window. Success or regret, it's all in the past now. We look forward to seeing James's next destination and wish him continued brilliance. No need for sadness, the legend continues, and he's still out there playing. Wishing everyone peace and happiness. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you next time.